Hi yogis, I'm so proud that we have finally arrived at our seventh chakra, the crown chakra. And this chakra in Sanskrit is called Sahasrara. And Sahasrara translates to a 1,000 petaled lotus flower. And I haven't gone into too much detail about the number of petals that correlate to each chakra. But as you can imagine, as we move up from the root, the petals get, there becomes more and more petals that can show in depictions. And when we arrive at the crown, we are now at a 1,000 petaled lotus flower. So obviously, this chakra is located at the top of the head, and it includes our brain, our skull, and the space above our head, about 3 inches, and it also connects to our nervous system. So this chakra is really interesting because by the time we've arrived at the crown chakra, we have almost like risen above the confines of our senses. We've even moved up from bija mantras. There's no sound that's associated with this chakra. And there's no color. It's almost like just pure transcendence. So, you know, by the time we've worked our way through these lower chakras, we've really started to kind of work through any connection to our physical body, any attachment to like earthly lessons or even material items or our ego, our intellect. And at this point now it's just spirit. And the interesting thing about the crown chakra is that what we can learn most in this particular energetic center is not so much this connection to God or divine, and that may be something that comes for you, but really being able to see the connections of all of the lower chakras and the lessons between each chakra and throughout the chakra system. We can even go a step further now that, and I'm not going to get too much into this, but we can go a little step further now that it is the wisdom of the crown chakra that allows us to become unattached to the chakras. And there's even a whole style of yoga called Laya yoga, and it's Laya, and it means to dissolve. Like we've now transcended above all of this kind of earthly stuff that keeps us confined in our bodies, in our minds, our intellect. You know, now there's no color, there's no sound. What we experience here is just vibration. And I've heard the term colorless color. So a lot of times when we see this 7th chakra in pictures, we may see the color pink or the color white. And I think what they're trying to illustrate here is that is more of like a iridescence that's more like an opal, or how a clear quartz you can see clear, but you know, through certain light you might see different colors of the rainbow. And that's what we experience in the crown chakra. So in all of the other chakras, there was a mantra, there was a seed sound. And at the crown, there's no sound. There's just vibration. So it's a really peaceful and beautiful chakra, but it's very subtle. And I feel like in my experience of exploring the chakras, and specifically in Sahasrara, is one of the best ways that you can connect with this chakra is just by bringing forth gratitude. So we'll explore that at the end in a little meditation. But we're going to do a practice So I'm going to start us off with some pranayama. We're going to do very minimal asana. We're actually going to be on the ground throughout this practice today, and then we'll do a meditation. One of the things that can show a clear imbalance in the crown chakra is when we go through times in our life where we experience a loss of faith. We feel lost, we feel alone, you might experience depression, you might find yourself having even headaches or light sensitivity, which can sometimes cross over into third eye chakra imbalance. But I think the biggest thing that can really show you that there might be a deficiency in this chakra is when you feel despair in relation to spirit. And whether you look to a higher power that's called God or goddess or just the universe, but you might feel as if the universe has left you behind or forgotten about you. There's just a complete loss of faith. And that can be a really sad place to be. So, and like I said before, one of the ways that we can really reconnect and bring a balance to this chakra is by reflecting on gratitude. The age in life that correlates to this chakra is like early adulthood and beyond. So, you get to a certain stage in your life when you have gained the maturity to even have the capacity to explore or even accept that you are a part of something bigger. And that there's God in all that you see. If you look to the birds and the trees and the rocks and the sky, to your neighbor, to your children, you begin to see that there's this little piece of divinity in all that is around. And then you almost feel that you also hold that piece of divinity as well. And so there's this interesting sense of just feeling very connected in all that it is. That you are a very important and integral part of this web of life, of soul. One of the couple of things that I wrote down here is that just an affirmation is that I trust my highest self to guide me. So often we are ruled by especially these lower three chakras, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root, rule our world. But the crown chakra shows us that we can live this life of trust, of trusting in the universe, of trusting in God, that we will be provided for, that things are happening and unfolding exactly the way that they are meant to be. And I trust my highest self to guide me. Last thing I'll say, and then we'll begin, is, and this is something I actually wrote down years ago, and I come back to it often, is that so if we're deficient in the crown chakra, I explained that you might experience a loss of faith, right? We can become excessive in the crown chakra where all we want to do is just meditate and explore these transcendental theories and ideas. And it's almost like we just get caught up in our head that it's hard to integrate back into our lives when we come back to spending time with our family or that group of friends that you've had since grade school that don't do yoga. You almost feel like it's hard to come back into life. You're just so in your head. It's almost like you're just so deeply connected with spirit that there feels like a disconnection from the life around you that is. So something that I wrote down that really helps me to stay grounded, especially when we start to explore in this higher way, is how can I bring this ethereal energy down to earth? How can I bring this ethereal energy down to earth? And when we begin to see this notion of spirit being woven into our lives, into preparing dinner for our family, cleaning our house, tending to our yard or our garden, how we're interacting with our friends, whatever it may be, when we can sense that there's this wovenness, I don't know another word to describe it, like we're weaving like a thread of soul, of spirit into all that we do. That is a beautiful balance of Sahasrara. So, we're going to begin seated today. Oh, one more thing, I've got a little crystal here. It's hard to see in the video, I know, but I've got this beautiful clear quartz wand, and it's got a point at both ends, so it's a double terminated clear quartz wand. And this is one piece that, especially when I want to feel angelic and spiritual and kind of really bring that whole feeling into my daily life, that divine into the daily grind, I guess you could say. This clear quartz is a wonderful tool for that. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to begin seated today. I'm sitting on a blanket. I also have a block around. You can decide if these items are helpful for you or not. We're going to begin with some pranayama. So sitting up nice and tall, go ahead and close your eyes. Relax your hands, let your elbows bend a little bit so that you can soften your arms and your shoulders. And I'd like for you to become aware of your breath in and out of the nose. Remembering that the crown chakra is very subtle, it's very quiet. Begin to bring your awareness inward. We're going to begin to now practice a mental alternate nostril breathing. So we will not use the right hand to help control the flow of breath in the nostrils. I want you to begin to do this in a mental, internal way. So relaxing your hands, sitting up nice and tall. And just as you inhale, sense the air rising up the left nostril, all the way up into the midbrain. And as you exhale, sense the breath descending out of your right nostril. Inhale, rising up the right nostril to the midbrain. Exhale, descending out of your left nostril. So just continue to explore this technique. And as the inhale rises up one nostril, it will descend and exhale out of the opposite nostril. I'd like for you to begin to count to 5 on your inhale. 5 on the exhale. So we'll begin to shape the breath in this even rhythm. So inhale for the count of 5, And let's see if you can hold the inhale in the midbrain. 3 counts. 5 count exhale. Holding your exhale 3 counts. Continue with that rhythm. Inhale 5 counts. This time let's hold the inhale 4 counts. Exhale 5 counts. Holding the exhale 4 counts. Your next inhale, 5 counts. Hold it 5 counts. Exhale 5 counts. Hold it 5 counts. So that one breath takes approximately 20 counts. Please continue. And as your breath descends out of the left nostril, you can go ahead and just relax that technique and return your rhythm of the breath just back to its natural rhythm. Just ujjayi breath in and out of the nose. As you're ready, go ahead and just let your chin lower to your chest. You can slowly start to open up your eyes and lift your head to neutral. With our hands on the knees, let's begin to just roll in the spine. Nice and slow. You might even keep your eyes closed during this practice today and just go with how it feels from the inside out. And see if you can inhale as you circle forward. Exhale as you circle back. Maybe even relaxing the crown of your head so it gets into this soothing circular movement. I trust my highest self to guide me. Let's go the opposite direction with our circles. Exploring what it's like to just close your eyes. As you circle back to center, you can pause there. Let's take an inhale, sit up tall, and as you exhale, gently fold forward over the legs. You can use your block out in front of you. We're just going to relax. You can relax your arms or your head on your block. We're going to bring our hands in prayer if you can. Again, just close your eyes. I trust my highest self to guide me. Nice and slow, go ahead and lift up. We're going to switch the cross of the legs. And begin to make those spinal circles. And again, you can close your eyes if you'd like. Just keep your eyes just maybe open softly. But relaxing the crown of the head. Letting the inhale circle you forward and the exhale circle you back. Let's go the opposite direction with our circles. Circle our way back to center. Let's take an inhale, sitting tall. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward. You can walk your hands forward or use your block. And if you're able to bring your hands in prayer, just close your eyes. And tapping into this feeling of deep trust. Sometimes we don't know, we don't understand, but we trust that our highest self will continue to guide us and show us the way and show us the path. And this gives us the freedom so that we can continue to weave into our daily lives this element of just divinity. This little sparkle, this radiance that this divine higher power offers to us. And even bringing it into this pose right now, just relax. Trusting that you are even right here, right now, because this is where you're meant to be. All roads and all paths have led you to this moment. You're so thankful. Thank you. Begin to come back up, nice and slow. And from here, we're going to stretch our legs out wide. I'm still sitting on my blanket because that's just what feels good for me, so it's totally up to you. You can bring your block out in front of you again if you'd like. I like to start with the heels reaching out. We want to make sure that we don't lock the knees, toes and knees up to the sky. Maybe bring your fingertips in front of you or even behind the legs And just use that to give you some leverage to sit up nice and tall, lifting out of the waist. And we take an inhale. And exhale, gently fold. And again, you can bring your arms onto your block. You can rest your head on the block. Maybe bring your hands in prayer again. Relax your shoulders, your eyes. Maybe just close your eyes. And tune into that subtle, beautiful flow of your breath. Noticing how the breath just naturally rises and falls. Maybe relax your legs just a little bit. Relax your chest. And even bringing that sparkle of divinity into this shape, into this pose by just resting here in trust and in gratitude. Reflecting on all of the blessings in your life is one of the most beautiful ways to stay connected with God. And feeling that God is within you, and you are within God. We'll stay here just a few more breaths. Go ahead and slowly walk your hands in. I'm going to just set my block over to the side. We're going to keep our legs wide. Let's just do a little bit of movement. So we can touch down with the left arm. Sweep your right arm high. Big inhale. Exhale over to your left. Now inhale, come up to center. And as you exhale, touch down with your right hand. And the left arm goes overhead. Now if you want to bring this top hand up, let's take an inhale with the left arm. As you exhale, you can drop that hand behind you, or maybe bring your hand on the inside of the leg, extending the right arm overhead. So it's up to you where you want to place that bottom hand, inside or outside of the leg. Really, it's whatever feels best for you. Just move with your breath. Inhale to center and exhale over to the side. A few more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up to center as you inhale. Good. Let's bend the knees nice and slow. I like to use the hands on the knees. We're going to walk the soles of the feet together. Bring the heels in close to the body. Grab onto your big toes with peace fingers. Elbows in towards the ribs. Hug your heels together. Take an inhale, lifting, lengthening your spine. And as you exhale, we're going to fold with a long, neutral spine. Relaxing your chin down. Opening up the base of the skull. And just focusing on your breath. Now you know that the breath is one of the most effective tools to staying connected in the present moment. Anytime we find ourselves wandering into the past or the future, our breath will reflect our mind being elsewhere. And then remember that the part of our physical bodies, or one of the parts of the physical body that the crown chakra relates to, is the nervous system. And one of the best ways to keep our nervous system in the response of rest and digest is by focusing on the breath, just staying calm and present. Lifting up slowly. We're going to transition to our back. So just making your way, nice and slow. So really at this chakra, the asana that we're doing is just to really prepare our bodies to be still, sitting for meditation. So let's do this. Let's bring our feet about hips width distance apart, being able to touch the heels with your fingertips. Spread your toes. And let's just take an inhale and begin to lift your hips. We're going to sweep the arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, lower your arms and hips. And as your hips reach the ground, squeeze your legs together, bring the knees into the chest. Now inhale, raise your feet into the air. Sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, let your knees bend to the chest, arms and feet now touch the ground. So linking these movements together. So now we lift into our bridge pose. Inhale, lifting your thighs, lift your hips, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, lower your arms and hips, and then draw your knees up into the chest. Inhale, opening up your legs, your arms, your collarbones. Exhale, nice and slow. Begin to release down to the ground. One more round. Inhale to our bridge pose, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down, nice and slow. Knees into the chest. Inhale, raise your feet. Opening up, expanding the arms. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your feet, and we return to neutral. Go ahead and extend your left leg. Shift your hips to the right. Let's take the right knee across the body with your left hand. Just an easy spinal twist. You can extend your right arm out to the side. Head is in neutral. And as you exhale, go ahead and release your twist. Nice and slow, come back to center. Now stretch out your right leg. Shift your hips to the left. Let's take the left knee across the body with the right hand. Open out your left arm. Breathing into the twist. As you exhale, release to center. Let's bring the knees to the chest. Maybe round your forehead towards your knees, squeezing into a tiny seed. And then as you exhale, go ahead and lay down. Stretch out your arms and your legs. We come into Shavasana, just for a moment. Close your eyes. And I want you to take this opportunity to just allow your physical body to settle. As you relax even more with each breath, you can just sense that your nervous system feels calm, soothed. Just relax, become completely effortless. Nice and slow, just start to deepen your breath and make some gentle, easy movements, but we want to stay in this just feeling of relaxation. You're going to make your way up nice and slow, all the way back to seated. To return to your seat, come into the most comfortable position so that we can just close out with a meditation. What we're going to do is we are going to bring our hands, start with your hands in prayer. We're going to keep the thumb and the little fingers connected, but I want you to open up the other three fingers, and the center of the palms kind of hollows out the hand. Almost looks like a little lotus flower is blossoming, and this is actually called lotus mudra. What I'd like for you to do is I want you to raise that mudra up over the crown of your head. So the base of the hands is floating up about 3 inches of the crown. And close your eyes. As you become aware of your breath once more, just sense or visualize that the crown of your head is opened up like a moon roof. And it's shining down from the heavens, down through the opening in the skull is a descending white light. And you might feel as if that descending white light shines down through your mudra, shining down into the brain and the landscape of your mind, even down through your throat and down through the spine, all the way down to the base of the body. I'd like for you just to reflect on just gratitude for your legs and your feet, for all of the amazing things that you can do and accomplish and explore because you have legs and feet. And bringing awareness into your hips and your pelvis. And I'd like for you to reflect on gratitude for your relationships, for your friends, for your spouse, for your family, just for those relationships that feel good. Bringing awareness into the abdomen and reflecting on gratitude for all of your internal organs and functioning. They give you life, they give you health, that help you turn food into energy. And as you bring your awareness up into the heart space and the chest, we're going to bring our lotus mudra down into the heart. Remembering that our heart chakra is the bridge of the earthly chakras and the spiritual chakras. So reflecting on gratitude for this journey, this path that we are on as yogis, all that we've learned and will continue to learn and grow from. Bringing that awareness up into your throat, and your mouth, and even into the eyes and the midbrain. And just reflecting on gratitude for all of the ways that you have to communicate and to connect with others through speech, through listening, but also through learning. And even reflecting on gratitude for the times in our life that may have been hard, challenging, because we have grown from those experiences. We have taken the lessons and we have used them for our higher growth. And as you continue to let your awareness just move up that white light, maybe continue to just float up the stream of light all the way up to the source of creation. And reflecting on gratitude for all of this. For this beautiful life. Feeling that all 7 chakras are open and spinning at the perfect frequency. Sensing your own health and vitality and divinity. Reflecting on gratitude for these connections, for these sources of just feeling that universal love, this beautiful web of souls that we are all a part of and will continue to be. Now we're going to seal our hands back together in prayer. This is actually called Anjali Mudra. It is a gesture of composure So feeling as if we've sealed the hands together, we're sealing in all of the wisdom, the knowledge of the chakra system. You might sense or visualize that you might close that moon roof in the skull, but the connection to that source of creation is very much still there. And now we can bring this ethereal energy down to earth, down into our lives, and be the love and the change that we wish to see. This is our time to weave, to thread in these lessons of divinity into our daily lives. And this is where we begin, or to continue, just living this beautiful life, wholly, fully. This is your birthright. But this is also a portal to the possibilities. Please let your chin drop down to your chest. Bowing your head in honor of each other. Namaste.